7.8 billion people inhabit this planet we call Earth. If you're a part of the 4.5% of the population that live in the United States and grew up during the early 2000s, then you might feel something when looking at these pictures. You could have swore you've been there at some point in your life, or perhaps dreamt about these places before. If you ask anyone what they think about these pictures, they'd probably tell you the same thing. Perhaps one of the biggest culprits is the well-known creepypasta referred to as the Backrooms. This creepypasta appears to be some sort of dated office space from the 70s. Its mono-yellow wallpaper, old dingy carpet, and those annoying fluorescent lights that buzz all trigger something within your brain. In case you're not familiar with creepypasta, it is as follows. If you're not careful and you no-clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the backrooms, where it's nothing but the stink of old moist carpet, the madness of mono-yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum hum buzz, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell has heard you. No-clipping is a video game term that describes clipping or turning off collisions in a game. For example, collisions being whenever you touch a wall or floor. When you clip through something, you pass right through it. The creepypasta states that this can happen in real life, and if it does, you are sent to the backrooms. Now, the origins of this image are unknown, and honestly nobody has a clue where it came from. The only source image was posted on 4chan back in 2018, so it's still a mystery as to where it came from. Although we will probably never know where the original Backrooms photo was taken, we can examine why we feel this way when looking at these types of images, though. r/Liminal Images is a place much like those video compilations of oddly familiar places with unnerving music. It has all kinds of eerie locations on display. Abandoned malls, empty houses, and old truck stops, just to name a few. Something they all have in common, though, is the absence of life. No people, no cars, just emptiness. The title of the subreddit uses the word liminal to describe them. The word liminal is derived from the Latin word limens, which means threshold. There's also an anthropology definition of liminality, which describes disorientation that occurs in the middle stage of rite of passage. Now, this isn't really referring to those cursed images directly, but rather like a death in your family or losing something dear to you. Now, it goes on to say that during a rite liminal state, participants stand at a threshold between their previous way of structuring their identity, time, or community. And when interacting with a liminal space, you're quite literally standing on the threshold between two realities. For example, a rest stop on the highway is designed to be just that, a rest stop between your place of departure and destination. These areas aren't meant for you to stay longer than, a couple days or weeks, and your realities are your origin and your destination, while the threshold is the journey. Once you step outside the rest stop's intended purpose by staying for much longer than you normally would, you begin to experience the sensation of reality shifting. This sensation can occur in many places like empty train stations, stairwells, schools during summer break, and laundromats at night, to name a few. Liminal spaces and a reaction to them is reflective of our dependency on functional design. Viewing a space within an accepted context is what we as humans look for. So in a liminal space, we feel a sense of uneasiness with a mix of nostalgia and can often feel disconnected from reality because our brains feel the space lacks context and meaning. When we as humans can't seem to rationalize the existence of a space, we tend to exhibit these emotions. Train stations, schools, and laundromats shouldn't be void of life, so when they're completely empty, it makes us feel strange. Essentially, the disorientation that you experience when looking at the backrooms makes you feel as if you've outstayed your welcome, and you should have left hours ago.